If you need to get from point A to point B, there's a good chance you or someone you know has used one of these vehicles. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're taking a look at 10 of the most iconic cars.
That's all that's.
The 1910s Ford Model T. Kicking off our list is the car that finally gave horses a break. Henry Ford's Model T was the first affordable car, the first mass-produced car, and the car that made traveling longer distances possible for the middle class. It looks dated now, but the Model T was futuristic for the time. Yes, even with its hand-powered starter crank and fairly ineffective brakes. The 1920s Ford four-door sedan. By the start of the 1920s, the Ford Motor Company was producing over 1 million cars a year, way more than the competition. Ford's 1926 line was labeled the Improved Ford, but the link to the Model T was obvious in this four-door sedan. Aside from important changes under the hood, the 26 models had thicker tires for more stability, a fully enclosed cab, and, gasp, windows. The 1930s Plymouth four-door sedan. While the Great Depression raged on, Plymouth sold like hotcakes thanks to their reasonable prices. Referred to as a value car, the 1936 four-door Plymouth sedan was an all-new design from the previous year, with a less boxy, more elegant, and completely streamlined look. Available with or without a built-in trunk, the car had a number of unique and still luxurious details, including the characteristic 1930s tires. The 1940s Plymouth PT 105. Everyone was starting to build trucks by the 1940s, and Chrysler's Plymouth brand took their cues from similar-looking Dodges to build their PT 105 pickup. In fact, it was practically identical, save a few external details. Though Plymouth quickly got out of the pickup truck biz, the 105 stands as a prime example of the era's pickups, complete with chrome detailing and side-mounted spare tire. The 1950s Cadillac Eldorado. Which car best represents the fabulous 50s? Gotta be a Cadillac. As suburban life blossomed, families needed a ride to go along with their newfound post-war affluence, and the Caddy was a symbol of all that, with fins, grills, and futuristic details to match. Top of the line, pricey, and solid, the Eldorado is a classic. The 1960s Ford Shelby Mustang. Ain't she a beaut? Chrome trim, racing stripes, plus a classic oversized grille, complete with center-mounted headlights, are just some examples of the 67 Shelby Mustang's showy styling. While most purists prefer the earlier models, it was the 67 that gave drivers something special under the hood. You ever find yourself in a 60s style drag race? Better hope you're behind the wheel of a Shelby Mustang. The 1970s Pontiac Trans Am. Blending style, strength, and the spirit of the 70s, this sexy muscle car was one of the few exciting models in an era of bland, and more bland. While most car makers reduced horsepower due to the gas crisis, Pontiac actually increased the power of the 78 incarnation, making it a faster and better handling ride than most of its competition. Plus, Burt Reynolds made this car even cooler.
Does this thing move?
Oh, yeah.
The 1980s, the Honda Accord. The polar opposite of a hot Trans Am, probably a 1982 Honda Accord. A sensible family car, the 82 Accord was a revamped version of an already successful model. Roomier, more stylish, fuel efficient, and smooth, the Accord was the car that confirmed the shortcomings of Detroit's output and foreshadowed the popularity of Japanese designs. It's not particularly glamorous, but it's still popular decades later for a reason. The 1990s Mazda Miata. Who doesn't love pop-up headlights? Though often labeled a chick car, this convertible started its days as one of the most accessible and affordable sports cars on the market. And this sporty-as-hell two-seater ride exemplified the flashy, self-centered 90s.
Valley, down the hill, whatever it takes, you know I will.
Small, sexy, and a scream to drive, it's repeatedly described as a juiced-up go-kart, though it is surprisingly reliable. The 2000s Mini Cooper. Small but spacious, sporty but sensible, trendy but traditional. The Mini's debut was groundbreaking thanks to its equally mini price tag. The price may have changed, but it still comes in just behind the Model T as one of the 20th century's most influential cars. Fun, funky, and far from frivolous, the Mini made its splash in the 2000s by becoming a priceless part of pop culture.
I win!
These are just some of the most iconic cars in history. Which is your favorite? For more great top 10s, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.